Welcome to the ACE Project, brought to you by the Literacy.io team at Texas A&M University. I'm your host, Ashley Stack, also known as Captain Comprehension. We are so excited you'll be joining us on this reading journey and hope you and your child enjoy this time together. So get comfy, rev up your brains, and get ready to think, because we are ready to help you become a comprehension detective.
Hi, super readers. My name is Captain Comprehension, and I am here to guide you as you become a comprehension detective. Welcome to episode 52. This month, we're reading Mango, Abuela, and Me by Meg Medina. In this month's text, Mango, Abuela, and Me, Mia's abuela comes to live with her family. Mia and Abuela have difficulty communicating with each other because they speak different languages. Let's read to find out how they learn to communicate with one another. Before we begin, let's go over some important vocabulary to help us better understand the story. Our first word is belongs. Belongs is when someone is a member or a part of something, like a member of a family. A synonym or word that means the same might be fits or associates, and an antonym would be sticks out. In Spanish, pertenece. Our second word is unlock. Unlock means to figure something out. A synonym or word that means the same might be resolve or interpret. And we don't really have any antonyms for this one. In Spanish, desbloquear. Then we have the term company. Company is a group of people who associate with one another. A synonym or word that means the same would be fellowship or friendship, and an antonym or opposite would be solitude or isolation. In Spanish, empresa. All right, super readers, it's time for us to read the story, Mango, Abuela, and Me. She comes to us in winter, leaving behind her sunny house that rested between two snaking rivers. Her old place was too much for just one, Mommy tells me, as we make room in my dresser for her clothes. And too far away for us to help, Poppy adds. Abuela belongs with us now, Mia. But I still feel shy when I meet this far-away grandmother. Pin, pan, pun. Poppy unfolds Abuela's bed and slides it right next to mine. You will get to know each other, he says. But when I show Abuela my new book, she can't unlock the English words. We can only look at the pictures and watch Edmund race on his wheel. Then, just before we turn out the light, she pulls out two things tucked inside the satin pocket of her suitcase. A feather, una pluma, from a wild parrot that roosted in her mango trees, and a snapshot, una fotografía, of a young man with Poppy's smile. Tu abuelo, she says, climbing into bed. Snuggled in my pajamas, I smell flowers in her hair, sugar and cinnamon baked into her skin. That night, I dream of a red bird circling in the sky. The rest of the winter, while Mommy and Papi are at work, Abuela waits for me to get home from school. Then we bundle up in thick socks and handmade sweaters to walk to the park and toss bread to the sparrows. My Español is not good enough to tell her the things an abuela should know, like how I am the very best in art and how I can run as fast as the boys. And her English is tu poquito to tell me all the stories I want to know about Abuelo and the rivers that ran right outside their door. With our mouths as empty as our bread baskets, we walk back home and watch TV. Abuela and I can't understand each other, I whisper to Mommy. Things will get better, Mommy says. Remember how it was with Kim? Kim is my best friend at school. When she was new, our whole class helped teach her English words. Now Miss Wilson sometimes has to say, "Please be quiet, girls. Others are working." After school the next day, while Abuela and I are making meat pies for our snack, I pretend I am Miss Wilson. Dough, I say, pointing to the ball. Abuela says, dough. Masa, and rolls it flat. Masa, I say. She drops a spoonful of meat in place. Carne. Carne, I say. Meat. Pasas. Raisins. Aceite, oil. Then I remember the word cards we taped in our classroom to help Kim. So while Abuela fries our empanadas, I put up word cards too until everything is covered, even Edmund. Soon we are playing Oye y Di, hear and say, all around the house. But that night she still calls my pillow Apollo, and she says Edmund is a gangster. We'll keep practicing, I whisper. But the next day I cannot practice with Abuela after all. Edmund has run out of his favorite seeds, so Mommy and I have to ride the bus downtown to buy more. Sometimes there are kittens sleeping in the pet shop window, but when we arrive this time, something even better is behind the glass. Look, I say. The window has become a jungle filled with birds, and right in the middle is a parrot staring at us with black bean eyes. I press my nose to the glass, thinking of the red feather Abuela gave me. Let's buy him, I tell Mommy. But Mia, you already have Edmund, Mommy says. Oh, not for me, I say. For Abuela, like the parrot that lived in her mango trees. He can keep her company when I'm at school. When we bring him home to Abuela, she says, un loro, a parrot. We name him Mango because his wings are green, orange, and gold like the fruit. During the day, Abuela teaches him how to give beaky kisses and to bob his head when she sings Los Pollitos to him. Buenos tardes, Mango, Abuela says, opening his cage door when I get home from school. Good afternoon, I say, and give him a seed. Soon, Mango calls to me even before we open his cage. Buenas tardes, he says when I open the door. Good afternoon. Abuela, Mango, and I practice new words every day. Mi español gets faster, and Abuela and Mango learn the days of the week, all the months of the year, and the names of coins. How did he learn all that? Papi asks when we show him all that Mango can do. Abuela winks at me and gives Mango a piece of banana, peel and all. Practice, she says. Before long, Abuela asks me how to say harder things too, so she can talk with the neighbors who stop by. Has the mailman come? It is chilly today. Can I get some cookies and lemonade? Soon, when friends stop by to see Mango's latest tricks, they can understand everything Abuela says. But best of all, now when Abuela and I are lying next to each other in our beds, our mouths are full of things to say. I tell her about my buen dia and show her my best pintura of Mango. Abuela reads my favorite book with only a little help, and she tells me new stories about Abuelo, who could dive for river stones with a single breath and weave a roof out of palms. I draw pictures for her. She still misses their old house, she says, but now only a little bit. Mango listens to us from his perch until my eyes grow heavy. Hasta mañana, Abuela, I say. Abuela kisses me. Good night, Mia. Hasta mañana, good night, Mango calls. And soon we all fall asleep. Hope you enjoyed reading that book, Super Readers. Now let's think about the text structure of Mango, Abuela, and me. So here are some of the things I heard. Can't unlock. Not good enough. Can't understand. Tu poquito means too little. Practice. Hear and say. How to say harder things. So at first I read words that made me think there might be something wrong in this book. And then I started seeing some of the ways that they got better at talking to each other. So if you use your text structure bookmark, think about the text structure of this story. Did we read about something that happened and why it happened? If so, it's cause and effect. Were there any problems and possible solutions? Do we know what caused the problem? Then it could be either cause, problem, and solution or problem and solution. Did we read about the similarities and differences in two or more different things? Think about it and ask yourself, what is the text structure of the passage? A. Comparison. B. Cause and effect. C. Problem and solution. Or D. Cause, problem, and solution. When you're done discussing this with your adult partner, press play to see what I put. Hey there, super readers. It's time for us to write our main idea. So I identified the text structure as being cause, problem, and solution. So I'm going to use the sentence stems the cause is, the problem is, the solution is. I want you to pause your video and discuss each part of the main idea with your adult partner. When you're ready, press play to see what I have. Welcome back, super readers. Here's what I wrote for the main idea for the story. The cause is Abuela came to live with Mia's family, but they speak different languages. The problem is Abuela and Mia had trouble communicating. The solution is Abuela and Mia practiced both languages with the help of Mango and learned how to talk to each other. How does your main idea compare to mine? I bet they're pretty close. Now let's extend our main ideas by adding details to each part in order for us to write a summary. So remember, when we do this, we first think back to our main idea, which we said was the cause is Abuela came to live with Mia's family, but they speak different languages. The problem is Abuela and Mia had trouble communicating. The solution is Abuela and Mia practiced both languages with the help of Mango and learned how to talk to each other. So think about, what are some details we could add to the cause? What are details we could add to the problem? And what are some details we could add to our solution? When you're ready, press play to see my summary. Hi, super readers. Here's what I wrote for my summary. The cause is Abuela came to live with Mia's family, but they speak different languages. Abuela spoke Spanish, but Mia spoke English. The problem is Abuela and Mia had trouble communicating. Since they couldn't talk, they did not get to know each other much. The solution is Abuela and Mia practiced both languages with the help of Mango and learned how to talk to each other. Mia labeled things in English, and with all the practice, Mango learned to speak both languages too. How does your summary compare with mine? I bet you came up with some pretty good details. All right, we have one last task. It's time for us to infer. Remember, when we infer, we take clues from what we've read, we mix it with what we already know, and we're able to draw a conclusion or make an inference. Why does Mommy remind Mia about her experience with her friend Kim? Why does Mia buy a parrot for Abuela? What does this show about Mia? Pause your video, discuss these with your adult partner, and see what you can come up with. When you're ready, press play. Thank you so much for joining us this month, Comprehension Detectives. I hope you enjoyed Mango, Abuela, and me. It was such a cute story about the power of learning to overcome some difficulties that we all might have experienced. I hope you will look forward to joining us again next month. Remember, we can all be super readers. Until next time, this is Captain Comprehension, signing off.